disruptions create all sorts of havoc in our universities. And we could talk about lots of different kinds of disruptions, but I sort of want to categorize them into three somewhat related, somewhat overlapping areas. I want to talk about the economy first. I want to talk about cutting budgets, and then I want to talk about technology. In the 2008-2009 year, most universities with substantial endowment portfolios saw the value of their portfolio disappear or drop by about 25%.
I'm Steve Levin. I'm from the University of Minnesota. Short-term problem, or do we have a long-term problem? And the answer, of course, is yes. Now, there's a countervailing trend that has been occurring, and I believe this is occurring at other universities as well, which is that even as the funds from the state have been declining, our revenue from tuition has been steadily and rapidly increasing year on year for the past 14 years. For the first time in the University of Minnesota's history, in 2009, we received more of our revenues from tuition than from state funds. What that says to me, and obviously this is subject to great discussion, is that the whole notion of customer satisfaction is not going to get any easier. It's going to get more important. Because why would people come to a university where they're frustrated, among other things, because of the state of IT? Why would people teach at a university where they're frustrated by the state of IT? So the bottom line, less money, we're expected to do more, and it's not going to change.
And it's led to a lot of discussion. It's led to a surprising coalition between the University of Texas system and the Texas A&M system. We're not just rivals on the gridiron, we're rivals in life. But the presidents of those two institutions have been going around arm in arm trying to explain the value of what they bring, what research brings to Texas. So it has been very, very interesting to look, not just, we talk a lot about the value of IT and this and that, but to have some fundamental discussions about what does higher education mean? What does state-funded higher education mean? What does a R1 institution, what is research, what value does it bring? It's been very, very, very eye-opening.
That the pendulum's going to swing. And by nature, that means that change is constant, and that you need to learn to anticipate what you can and to influence what you must. Higher ed being confused in its purpose makes a lot of sense to me. And having the R1 institution, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, combined with 20 other system schools, some of which are two-year colleges, creates an interesting dichotomy, because we are seen as number one in his models of being a school there to select choice students, and at the same time we are governed by a board of regents whose primary purpose is to govern 20 schools, most of which are more toward the model number 2, which is to expand access for education. You know, I heard earlier yesterday that staying calm and carrying on is really important, and while that pendulum is swinging, it's really important not to go with the emotional reaction of wanting to push back as hard as the pendulum comes at you. You've got to keep it from being personal. It's got to be respectful. It's got to be about facts and issues. You've got to place it in the context of the constituencies that are affected, and hope that you've provided the service and you've provided the context where they can speak to what is your value proposition. And so when we watch a pendulum swing, it's very often because we have a singular perspective, and the pendulum by definition is circular. To me, it's about respect and about reaching out to people and thinking constantly about where should it be. And I do believe the answer is not only in the room, but somewhere in the middle.